Hello everyone! In today's video I'm gonna plant 4 plants that I had originally on my balcony that are now standing in pots in my mother's garden. And yeah, I'm gonna plant them in my mother's garden, and let me show you the plants. So one of the plants that I really need to get into the ground soon is this Pennisetum, because the roots are very exposed at the moment. But yeah, they have beautiful seed heads, and I mean it didn't get enough water for a while, so it looks a little bit drier than it should. Usually it has like usually it's more green and with like even a slight red tinge, so you don't see it much yellow foliage as you see here. And then yeah, you have these beautiful seed heads that you can put in like flower arrangements. Very nice grass, and which brings a lot of nice interest in terms of height and texture. Then over here we have 2 Clematis, but I'm only going to plant one. This is the Clematis, the president. I'm going to give the other one to my aunt. And then I have 2 Lupins. Something ate the Lupins, unfortunately, but I'm hoping I'm like still gonna try to plant them and see whether they will survive or not. I have another Pennisetum that I'm gonna give to my aunt, and more Lupins that I'm gonna plant now as well. So yeah, let's do this. And we are done. I planted all the plants. Here in the background you can see the Pennisetum with these nice heuchera accent plants. Let's go a little bit closer. This is what the area looks like now. So we have, like I mentioned, the heucheras, then we have the Pennisetum to give a little bit of height, and I think also like different texture. I think especially if the wind hits the Pennisetum, this looks really lovely. And then in this area that I worked on with my mother a couple of months ago, we have the heucheras from last week's video over here. And then this is where I planted the lupins. And I hope they will take and they will set in this area nicely, because then we'll have a little bit of height through the lupins. Let's go a little bit closer, because I think that's kind of what this area lacks a little bit at the moment. I think there's a lot of ground cover, but not a lot of height. Yeah, so this is the lupin that I planted, and there's already a new leaf forming, so quite optimistic about this. Not so sure about this one, so you can't see any leaves, but it's not rotten. So yeah, let's see if this one will survive. As you can see, my mother planted a lot of ground cover over here, but yeah, looking forward to the height. Ooh, and a small update. Look at this, Cornus alba sibirica. We planted this a couple of months ago, and oh, wonderful winter interest. And I planted a few sempervivums down here that I had left over from my succulent arrangement. And then finally, in the area behind the red shed, I planted the Clematis, the president. This is quite a shallow area, and with a lot of stones below. So I had to mount the Clematis a little bit, and you can see it tangled in there. And hopefully the Clematis will climb on this rose, and hopefully along this wooden trellis here as well, or like this wooden fence. Yeah, I think this is it. I planted all the plants for my balcony in my mother's or my aunt's garden, and I hope you enjoyed these videos. Bye bye.